For all current William Hill account holders, if you refer a friend to the links that I've provided, you will be given $100 bonus bets per person you refer. Inbox me for details. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of The Locker Room. I'm here with Kevin. Now, Kevin, I have a first name that is extremely hard to pronounce. Have we been pronouncing, is it Naiqama? Is that the right way? Naiqama.
Nah.
Really? So I've been doing it the wrong way the whole time?
Yeah. You're not the only one. Everyone does it.
That's what I mean. When I wanted to get you on the show, I knew with my name being Denon, people get it wrong all the time. But so tell the people
yeah,
how to pronounce it properly.
So my full name is Kevin Naiqama. So the Q is pronounced a G.
Okay,
yeah.
Naiqama,
yeah.
Wow, so even the commentators are getting it wrong.
They've asked me like before the games how to pronounce it. They spell it their own ways and they still can't.
Wow, okay, so, wow, Naiqama. Let's get that out there. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
This is a goddamn travesty. All these years you've been playing, and your brother as well.
Yeah, they've had lots of years to practice with my brother.
10 years, man. Or even longer. And they're still Kevin Naiqama.
That's it.
So there's even kind of like an N-ish in there?
Yeah.
Okay, so, all right, sweet. And obviously that's... And that's in an Australian accent. If it was in your own kind of tongue, it would be even more, I guess, different. Or
Yeah.
Okay, cool, man. That's cool. So how you been, brother? Since you got back from playing Samoa, got up by 2 points, a massive win for you guys. How you been?
Yeah, no, I've been good, man. It was an awesome experience for me and also the Fijian boys. I think for most of us, it was the first time we've been to the country.
Yeah.
Very beautiful country. Got to see some of the beautiful sights of Samoa. One of them called Tasua, the waterhole, which is just amazing.
Yeah,
man.
you just showing me. Absolutely beautiful.
Oh, mate, unbelievable. I couldn't believe it when we were there. We spent the whole day there on our day off. Just a great week in camp with the boys. It was a younger side that we had. A lot of boys had to pull out through injuries and other commitments.
Okay.
But in saying that, like we still had the utmost faith in the group that they picked. And like you said, the game was a real close one. They blew us off the park somehow, like they're big boys. Just all over us. It was 18-0 after 20 minutes.
Oh man, I was like, oh no.
Yeah. But it was such a great effort from the boys to fight back and get back and to get the win 2018 in the end.
And so tell us, from a perspective of a guy that, holds his home country very close to his heart, and, Islander rugby, Islander footy hasn't been as supported in the last 10 years, but now it seems like the NRL is really starting to take notice. There is a lot of good footy that can be played, and there's a lot of, communities that aren't being serviced. How much did it mean to you to have a game in a place like Samoa and, represent your country?
It meant a lot, man. It's obviously an honour and a privilege to represent my country, but I think just for rugby league as a nation, for the Pacific Islanders, for the NRL to put something on like that, it's never been done before. For the first test match they've had over there, so I think it's a great thing for rugby league itself and also for Fiji and for Samoa, just to promote the game over there. I think we make up 46% of the NRL now.
Wow.
Which is, it's crazy.
And is that not including Indigenous players from Australia? Is that just Pacific Island players?
Yeah, just Pacific Island players.
Wow, so Indigenous are 12%, so what, 46, 20, 58. That's 58% of Australian or New Zealand. Wow, that's amazing. That is amazing. It's
just come leaps and bounds over the last years. So it's great for that the NRL are noticing that. I was just saying to the Samoan boys after the game, it's good if we can keep something regular like this every year, because for Fiji, like some years, we wouldn't have a test match to the World Cup. You'd go a couple of years without playing any game of football. So it's come leaps and bounds from where it was before. We've still got a lot to go, but definitely happy to contribute to that and hopefully grow the game over in the Pacific Islands.
At least it's moving in the right direction, At least it's not just stalemated in... Because 46%, I mean, even I'm shocked with that. I knew it was a huge representation.
Yeah.
And I knew that Pacific Islanders, when it comes to fair pay and all that kind of stuff, is still a long way to go. But I didn't know how many players were actually from those islands, and yet we seem to... we don't represent that in the way we support it. That's amazing, bro. So I guess it would have meant... Is there something that you boys talked about in camp a lot, as in this means a lot? We have a lot of pressure on our shoulders due to the fact that we have to perform something exciting because people will be watching. People are watching, and we need to do something well so that people want to see more of us.
Yeah, I think you put pressure on yourself when you think about like that, what other people are thinking. To be honest, as Fijians in general, we're just real laid back, happy people. So to be honest, that's when we play our best football, when we're relaxed and we don't think about it too much. And I think that's what made camp so enjoyable. When we're around each other, we enjoyed each other's company, but when it came time for training, everyone ripped in, and they concentrated. So I think that was real good in that regard, and just took a lot of pressure. So come game time, everyone must be able to perform and play to the best of their ability.
And is there any memories that you have standing out for you as watching the boys and being a part of it and everything like that? The hymn at the start, that was amazing. Was there any memories for you personally in that week or in the game that you remember fondly?
Obviously, there's a few young boys that I got to play with, but I think for us, like culturally, as Fijian people, we're real big on our faith.
Yep.
So throughout the week, we have devotion. What that means, we just have probably about 15 minutes. It's the first thing we do when we wake up in the morning. We all get together in the team room.
Oh, okay.
And we just talk about the Bible for a bit.
Yep.
Probably about briefly. And then we sing a couple of church songs.
Oh, okay,
which
cool.
is good. Yeah, it's something different that you don't do and you don't see.
Yeah, it's also something that would bond you pretty strongly as well.
Yeah. To be honest, that's what I think is the difference that we do out of every other footy team. That's how we become so close in such a short amount of time. And there's songs where like it forces you to move out of your seat and go up and shake people's hands.
Oh wow!
You have to shake everyone's hand before the song finishes. Yeah.
Yeah, you think about it, and so the usual issue when teams come together is trying to find out what you have in common. But if you all have your faith in common, there's a ground you can meet each other on at all times, no matter if you're from America, no matter if you're from, but obviously you boys are all from Fiji, but you know what I mean? Like that ground of faith is somewhere you can be like, this is, I believe, the same way you believe kind of thing.
Yeah, 100%. And, like, in regards to that, not everyone is believers, but just a little story to set in like that. In the 2008 World Cup where, like Jared Hayne himself, he said it a couple of times where he never knew anything about Jesus, but it was just a little setting like that where he found out about Jesus and and like about the Bible. He never knew anything about it. And, and that's, like I said, it happens every morning and night. It's the first thing we do in the morning.
And it speaks to some boys that may not have had that access to that information of, they've never been shown, okay, this is the way that we feel.
Yeah.
You can come on or not, doesn't matter. This is the way we feel.
But it's just part of the camp. It's what we do as like they bring that Fijian culture. So the people that live here in Australia that haven't experienced it, they've got that. They learn that sort of side of the
That's
the
really
culture.
cool.
Yeah.
Something similar as well. Josh Hoffman was saying that he was born in Mackay and he was in the Indigenous culture growing up, but then he moved away to Redcliffe. And he went into the Indigenous All-Star game, I'm pretty sure, the camp, and he didn't realise that he had a hole in his life until he started experiencing his Indigenous culture again, and he connected with it straight away, and then he started pursuing it again because he was like, I lost touch with that over a few years, but now I'm back to it. So it's
awesome, yeah.
That's cool, man. That's really cool. So take us back to a young Kevin, just cruising around.
Yeah.
Did you have a mad afro when you were younger?
I did have a little afro.
You've had some mad haircuts. You've had some mad ones, bro. I love it, bro. I love it. So take us back to when you were a young Kevin.
Yeah, so a young kid, obviously grew up in the St. George area.
Yep.
I played for a junior club called Uncle Scott's.
Yep.
Sort of came up for the junior ranks there with Matthews Cup in SG Ball in Dragons. Sort of did my knee my last year of SG Ball and subluxed my kneecap, so I totally dislocated my knee. Yeah, so
sublux obviously is a joint popping in and then popping back
popping
out.
Snapped. Wow. So completely tore my medial ligament.
Yep.
I was sort of in a limbo there my last year because I hadn't played any football. I did that in round 1.
So that was when you were 16, 17?
That's 18, so my last year of SG Ball.
Oh, shit. So like the worst year you could kind of do
it.
Yeah,
exactly,
Yep.
I was lucky enough to get offered sort of contract up to Newcastle. They offered me 2 years to come and play in the 20s. It wasn't much at all, man. It was probably like 10,000, I think.
Bro, my first contract was $4,000. And I bought a purple Honda Civic, and all I did was listen to 50 Cent.
Oh man,
50 Cent and Eminem. That's all I listened to. And I had those head decks that like nowadays no one uses them, but the old head decks you used to slot in. Oh, bro, and CDs and shit.
Oh man,
mini disc player. Oh,
I remember them.
Anyway,
from my brother's car.
I apologise. My terrible story of me growing up. Yeah, so keep going. So, that period when you did do your knee, and before you were offered the contract to go to play for the 20s.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts in your head? As in, were you like, man, maybe I'm not going to be playing footy because I've injured myself?
100%. I did that in like, because the comp starts earlier when you're in like the under 18s and that. That was in February.
Oh,
did it first week of February, and I was like, they said you're out for the rest of the year, so I pretty much thought I had nothing left. And then thankfully enough, Newcastle offered me opportunity.
Yeah.
So went up there for 2 years. It still took me. I was still developing as a player.
Yeah.
Played my 2 years my trade there. Sort of in and out the first year. the second year was sort of starting to find some consistency in my footy.
Yep.
And yeah, like sort of had like a real good year at the back end of my last year 20s.
Yep.
And that's when I got offered my first year of my first NRL contract to train full time with first grade.
And that was from Wayne?
No. So Wayne wasn't the coach at the time. It was Rick Stone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep. And then so was it a 1 year deal?
Yeah, 1 year deal.
1 year deal.
1 year deal at Newcastle. So that was when I was turning 21.
Yep.
So I played pretty much that whole year in New South Wales Cup. Didn't make my debut until that last round that year.
Oh, the last round?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Far out.
Yeah.
So walk us through, I guess, when you did get offered the contract, was it an expected thing, or was it something that kind of came out of the blue? You know, was it fingers crossed kind of thing?
Yeah, it's to be honest, it was sort of fingers crossed because come probably June that year, my last year 20s, I still wasn't playing the sort of footy that I knew I was capable of playing. It wasn't to the back end of the year I sort of had a lot more confidence in myself and my ability.
Yep.
That I started to have like sort of a breakout year. And, you know, like going probably the last 4 or 5 games, I sort of felt confident that I'd get like a start somewhere.
Yeah.
And just because of the footy I was playing at the time.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I said, thankfully enough, that's when I got offered a contract.
Yep.
Within those last 4 rounds. But like I was, at the start of the year, I was didn't know what was going to happen because it was pretty much that or work, man. After that, yeah,
bro, it's just such an easy decision to rather footy or work.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, so the last 5 rounds you start playing good, then you get a year long contract. And you made your debut the next year, round 24. Is it 22? 24? 26.
26, yeah.
26 rounds. I mean, what was the phone call like? Was it just like out of the blue? Was it something that... Was your brother at the club at the time?
Yeah, he was at the club at the time.
Did you play the same day?
Yeah.
So you got to debut with your brother on the field. That's sick, bro.
It was awesome, man.
That's sick. So yeah, walk us through the phone call, how it all happened.
Yeah, so like just the lead up to that week, I wasn't going to play at all. I was going to play Premier League, so I wouldn't have debuted that year. But Junior Sal ended up hurting his hammy, like tearing his hammy.
Yep.
They were going to give him till captain's run to prove his fitness, and come the captain's run, he couldn't train, and it was sort of like at the captain's run that I found out.
Oh, really? At the captain's run? So you were just kind of like cruising around, like, yeah, maybe, but I doubt it kind of thing.
Yeah.
So what did he say? Did Rick Stone say?
Sort of got us in a huddle towards the end of the training session. And because I was training there most of the training session, but I didn't think I'd play.
Yeah.
I thought they're just saving him for the game, and then got us and I found out in that huddle, the team huddle.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So was the boys whooping up? Or
Yeah. So they just said, oh, yeah, boys, just one addition to the team. You know, Kevin Naiqama's coming onto the wing for Junior Sound. And yeah, it was sort of hard to hold in the excitement, but everyone knew all the boys were real happy.
Were you just smiling ear to ear?
Yeah, I had the biggest smile, mate.
Oh, man, that's a different one. I haven't heard a story of a debut being told like that. Usually it's like pull them aside and be like, all right, you're going to be debuting, but to be say it in front of all the boys and stuff, you're being like a bit embarrassed, but also because you're not like fully in with the boys yet. Like,
exactly.
So, well, okay, that's awesome, bro. So what was your debut like? Do you remember anything specifically from it?
Obviously the happy. I was real happy playing my first game. I was just thinking like just all of that hard work starting to pay off now, but like more the fact that I got to debut with my brother. I thought that'd never be
amazing.
That never happened. But it was just great playing with him. Also with Aku, like I was real close with me and my brother, real close with him.
Yep.
He's sort of like another older brother to myself.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, man, he's so talented.
Yeah.
So talented, bro.
But such a good week. Like I remember the lead up to it. I was just enjoying it. Obviously, I didn't have much to think about it because we were playing the next day.
Yeah. Did you sleep that night, or
it was hard for me to sleep that night. Like normally before games, I stay up real late too.
Yeah, so you sleep in, so you don't.
Yeah, exactly. So when I wake up, just showering straight to the game.
Oh, bro, because I used to hate sitting there like nervous, like oh shit, all day. Man,
the build up's the worst. Yeah.
Oh, bro, I just want let's just get it done. Let's hurry. And like the warm up as well. You're like, man,
that's probably the worst bit.
I still got like an hour. Shit. Oh man. Anyway, sorry.
So pretty much we flew down to Melbourne after that. It was pretty chill.
It was against the Storm.
Yeah.
Shit.
It was against Melbourne Storm, and couldn't have played them at a better time. It's when the players were departing, like Inglis.
Oh, really?
Brett White, Hoffman. So I was like, yeah, this will be good. But yeah, we ended up getting flogged. To be honest.
Oh no!
We only scored one try. I think it was like 40-4 or something.
Oh my god! So you went down to confidence and then just got absolutely shattered.
Yeah, we got absolutely shattered. But like, it's something I'd always remember. You know, you always remember your first game, whether it's good or bad. But
do you remember running out and seeing like maybe Cam Smith or Conk, and we're like, wow, that's them.
It's crazy. Yeah, people you watch when you're a little kid.
Yeah.
And even like it was Adam McDougall's last game as well for us.
Really?
Like, just the opportunity to play with him as well.
The Mad Dog.
It was he's a character, man. He's such a good bloke. But in saying that, it was a great experience for myself and something that I'll never forget.
And I guess the next year, going into the next year, you kind of would have been more confident in the fact that, okay, well, I've played one game. If I train good this preseason, I'm going to be putting myself in a really good position to maybe play first grade as not full time, but you know what I mean, like more often kind of thing.
That was my sort of thought process going into the next preseason. After that, obviously that was the last round, and obviously my focus for the following year was just to get a bit more game time.
Yep.
And actually it ended up being a real bad year for myself because just injuries kept me out. I didn't play one game at all the following year. Yeah,
far out.
So the whole year, like I was 22, I didn't play one first grade game.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was a hard one to swallow. Obviously, I had big expectations for myself.
Yeah. And I guess you've got the last name too, and people recognise it. You're the younger brother coming through, so they're like, okay, he's made his debut. He should be as big as his brother was, kind of thing.
Yeah. And like to be honest, like when you get that first opportunity, you just want to keep playing more and more. And like a year's a long time out of football. You miss a lot of game time.
Yep. So what'd you injure? Just a few ones.
I broke my hand.
Yep.
First, like at the start of the year, and then I ended up breaking my collarbone. Yeah, so I came back for a bit and then broke my collarbone, and that put me out for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
And then that's when Wayne Bennett sort of came after that. Once that year finished. And,
okay.
Yep.
So what would that been? 2012.
That would have been 2012, yeah.
Yep, 2012. So Wayne comes.
Yeah.
And then you extend for another year?
Yeah, he extended us for another year.
Okay.
And then, sort of just got an opportunity. He said he didn't know anything about me coming to the club.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And like I said, I hadn't played football the year before, so, it was head down, bum up, work hard, because I wanted to obviously get some game time to obviously try and get some security behind me with another contract. And thankfully he's such a good coach, man. Definitely got me like my fittest and fastest.
Yep.
Him coming in with his whole new staff.
Yep.
It was the toughest preseason I've ever done with him, man.
Yep.
The first 4 weeks we didn't see a football.
Did you go to an army camp?
Yes.
Oh, bro.
Tell
me some stories from it, please, because me and Josh Hoffman spoke for about 45 minutes on some stories from it.
Oh my gosh, it's the biggest nightmare ever, man. Like. The toughest thing I've done in my life by far.
Oh, 100%. Nothing will ever compare.
We didn't know what to expect. So
walk us through it. How did you find out that it was happening and everything like that?
Well, we just thought he said we're going on an army camp. We didn't think it'd be that hard. It's like,
but the Bronx boys would have known, like Darbs and that would have known.
Darbs, yeah, he definitely knew what was coming.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think. No, on him and Nev, because Nev Costigan was at the club.
Yep.
So they knew what to expect. They were sort of telling us stories, and I was like, okay. You could probably get through it,
Yeah, you don't, because you don't understand how hard it is when you like long periods of this struggle. Kind of thing.
Yeah. It's like this is what we did. So they took us out into the bush. There's probably about 30 players.
Yep.
All dressed up in like our army. We had to buy like army pants and
legit.
Army
backpack,
shirts,
foods, rations, everything.
But we didn't pack like that. That's all. There was nothing else in our bag. There's nothing.
And so you didn't prepare with skins and that, and you were chafed massively?
I wore skins, but we didn't bring like a backpack, any sleeping bag or anything. They said don't bring anything.
Oh.
This is for 3 days, bro.
So you went out there with a shirt and camos on?
Yeah, I had skins underneath. I had like long skins underneath my shirt.
Yeah,
and that was it.
Anyway, keep going.
So they took us. We get off the bus, or like we're on a bus. Anyway, everyone's talking.
There's a bit of banter, because everyone's happy then.
Joking around this. Next thing, you get like 6 army guys jump on the bus and just start blowing up, and we're going, what the hell? And then they start having a go at us for laughing and stuff. Anyway, get us off the bus.
Yes.
They get us off the bus. They give us this pole. Everyone gets one each. It's probably about this long.
It's supposed to be a gun?
It's 20 kilos.
Yep.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a gun. So they go, okay, start running. So we're running down this dirt track for 4 Ks. run down this.
You're like, what the fuck is going on?
It just rattled me straight away. Honestly,
okay, so you're running the first 4Ks.
Yep. First 4Ks, they go, okay, drop your poles, drop it, and they go, okay, run back the 4Ks you came from. We're going, freaking hell, man. Man, this is all a shock to me. So
keep going.
I can hardly breathe. So now I'm running back another 4Ks.
Yep.
Get back to where we started, and they've got like all these big tires. They've got what do you call it? That the gurney that you carry injured people on.
Yeah, the stretcher. Yep.
So, but that is just made out of a metal pole. It weighed 100 kilos.
And we'll have to help each other.
Yeah, carry each other. You've got like these big ropes. They're real thick.
Did you have jerry cans?
Yes, jerry cans. We had 6 of them. But because we had to carry heaps of it. There was only 8 people to a team or something.
Yeah.
Or 10, and you had to carry the stretch. You always had 2 hands full. So there's always someone helping the other. So even if you're on the stretcher, you might be holding the tire with the other hand. Oh. So you carried the 4Ks down, back down that road.
Yep.
You put it down. Then you said pick up your guns, which was that metal pole that I was talking about. It's 20 kilos this way.
Yeah. And just for people, go to your gym and pick up a 20 kilo weight.
Yeah.
And see how far you can run with it.
Oh mate, but the thing was, we were told with that pole, once we picked it back up, you're not allowed to leave it. You have to hold it wherever you go, otherwise you got penalties.
The whole team.
So this is the first day we get there. We have to hold this pole for three days straight. Remember, we're going to be staying in the same clothes. We've got no toothbrush, nothing. There's no showers.
No way.
So anyway, once we've done that 4Ks with the stretcher, all the equipment they gave us, we drop it down. We pick up our metal poles. They send us up this hill. They go, okay, now you can start walking up this hill. I was telling you, it's probably about a K up.
Yep.
We're walking up and down until nighttime. We did that for about 2 hours. So that's the first day done. And they go, okay, we got there probably about 12 o'clock. This is at 7 o'clock now. We've finished. And they go, okay, you can go sleep now we're sleeping in abandoned horse sheds on the ground. It's got kangaroo poop everywhere. So that was what we were sleeping for the night.
And because you just didn't know what to expect. We was all at this stage what is going on?
We're going, well, so what's happening? And then they go, oh, here's your food. So we went to go grab our food. They gave us, what was it? Like
a protein bar and it's Powerade.
No, it was a tin of spaghetti, but you had to share half of it with one of the players. That was our dinner. No joke.
And then did they throw bombs at you? They threw stun grenades at us to wake us up when we did a 6-day camp.
Yeah. Oh, what?
Yeah, we did a 6-day camp. 6 days of that. But anyway, sorry, keep going.
Oh, filthy.
Right.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
So they sent us to sleep at 7 o'clock.
Yep.
So everyone ended up finishing after we had our half a tin of spaghetti for dinner. Went to sleep. They woke us up again at 12 o'clock. They made us do that run again.
Oh, the 4K run.
They put a torch on our head. They go, run. You go, just keep running, and you'll see one of our guys at the end. Once you get to him, run around him, and then come back again. This is 12 o'clock at midnight. It was the worst, man. There's so many demons in my head already. I'm fighting.
Yeah, 100%.
Running on this road, and you just you can't see it. It's pitch black, and all you got your torch, and it's just when you're running, it's just going like that the whole way.
And you're still in the same disgusting
kick. Yeah.
Oh.
So we've done that. So we've done 8Ks, gone there at 12 o'clock at night, come back. They sent us back to sleep, woke us up at 3 o'clock in the morning. And they've got a circuit set up for us to do with our poles. So there might be, it was around the horse shed that we were sleeping in. So one circuit might be, put your pole down, you do 50 sit-ups.
Yep.
You go to the next cone, and you probably might do 50 bicep curls. Next cone, 50 shoulder press.
Yep.
Next cone, 50 squats. And then you run around again. So we did that for an hour. Just kept going in circles. They let us sleep. Woke us up again at 6 o'clock for breakfast. It was another baked beans and spaghetti. You had to half it with your friend. And then we had to carry all that equipment that I said we had.
Yep.
Carry it back up that 4Ks to the start.
My God.
We finally got it there. And then we went. I'm not kidding. This was the hardest bit for me. It was 22K run with that pole.
22Ks.
22Ks.
22Ks, and you could if you walked or no?
They had us lined up in twos behind each other, and then so what made it even worse is you're running up and down these hills.
Yep.
And then when you the two pairs will go, and then once they get at the front, they'll yell out yes, they're at the front, and then the other two will sprint up, and you kept doing that the whole way.
22.
We stopped probably 4 times.
Yep.
They gave us a sip of water.
So it was an army march kind of thing, like just trudging?
No, when we got the water.
No, when you were running, was it just a trudge, that
army
trudge?
Because everyone's still jogging. So you had to jog like a bit faster than them to get to the front. I think that took us, I'm not going to lie, I think it nearly took us 4 hours to do that. It was ridiculous.
It's crazy.
So hot.
And then the same thing pretty much that next night, and then you went home the next day?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, bro.
All the way till the next day, man.
And like that's and like talking about it will never explain.
No, exactly. Yeah,
like what it is actually like.
Oh, mate, it's so much harder than what I explained.
Oh man, like because you sit there and you're like, yeah, we did this, but you don't actually understand. Like you actually were running for 4 hours with a fucking 20-kilo weight in your hand.
I'm thinking, what's this got to do with my football?
Yeah, that's what like that's what a lot of the boys have said. Was there any blow-ups?
I think everyone was on edge by the end of that camp.
Was there any towels thrown in?
Nah, surprisingly.
You go through.
I was sort of looking who's going to be the first one here. Like,
want someone to.
I had a few in my head that I was thinking of, and I was like, no, they're not doing. I was like, far out. So
you want to though, eh? You're like, in my head, I was like, please, just like 3 or 4 of you, just put your foot down, please. Oh, please, just do it.
Everything we did, I was thinking that.
but it's what's crazy though, when you get through that, you know you can get through anything.
Anything. It's so true. Like,
and that's what's so good about them.
Yeah. Well, like when you in the moment when you're thinking about it, you're like, anything like fitness wise you did. Nothing. You're like, it doesn't compare to this. I'll do that like 10 times.
Exactly. Like you think back to those hard fitness days where you're like whinging about it.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's easy. I enjoy that. Like I actually enjoy that compared to this. And that's what's so perfect about, stuff like that is the fact that it really does. There's nothing that will mentally push you harder. Ever.
No. Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, oh man.
It pushes you to your limits.
Any funny stories of the boys like maybe blowing up, or because I for example, Benny Teo was saying to me, he's like, "What has this got to do with football? This is fucked." Like, rah, rah. Like just joke. Like he was obviously like everyone goes through a stage of like anger, and you can just watch it go down the line. Like I'll go through a stage of anger. Yeah. Gerard will go down through a stage of anger. Hoffman will go through it. So is there anything like that for you guys?
Not that I can remember. There probably was, but
who got picked on by the sergeants the most? You know, there's usually one that they focus on.
I think I was definitely one of them. Yeah.
What was some of the stuff they used to say to you?
I can't remember now, but all I remember is I just wanted to use this pole to hit against his head, man. Like, I'm in a world of hurt, and like I'm doing everything they say, and he's just like yelling constantly in my ear. I was like,
and they bond you, eh? But it bonds the boys.
It does, yeah. Yeah. Like definitely, like everyone's like by the end of the camp, everyone's like talking, just pushing each other through. You just want to get through it. Yeah,
100%. I don't like. Even a team drink doesn't get you that close as a camp
nothing,
like that.
Man.
Like you'll always have that together kind of thing.
It's crazy, like because with that's like the last 3 days of preseason, so we've been getting smashed.
Oh, they did the last 3 days.
Yeah. But like, there's nothing that can ever prepare you for stuff like that. Like, no matter 100%. How much training we did.
Yep, totally agree.
It's totally different, man.
Guess what they did for us? The 6-day one, they told us we're going up to Sunshine Coast, bring boardies. It's going to be team bonding, everything. Bro, everyone comes in whooping up like, yeah, the boys. This was my first I got a call because Brett Seymour was injured, so he couldn't do it. So they're like, okay, let's get this young buck in.
Oh, no.
And so I got a call saying, hey, would you like to come train with the first grade squad? And I'm like, with my ex missus at the time, I'm like, I got a call to I'm going to first grade. I'm going to first grade. This is amazing. Like I've only been playing rugby league for a year, because I was a soccer player. Yeah, this is crazy. This is so good. So I've got my mad kid. I'm like putting it down the bed, putting it in the bag. I'm just like, this is gonna be sick. Yeah, the boys are gonna loose. Walk in, and we're all just sitting around, and everyone's like, a bit of banter in the changing rooms. And then exact same thing happens. 6 sergeants walking in, they go, put your fucking phones down now. And so we didn't even get to tell our partners. No one got to tell their partners. So their partners didn't know where we'd gone. And the Broncos got in contact with all the partners and families saying that like after a day or so that we've been taken off the grid. And they're like, get the fuck outside now. And like I remember Sean Berrigan distinctly going, oh, what the hell? Look at these guys teeing up, and we're all laughing with him, like, yeah, Berro, like, what's doing? These guys carrying on like sergeants, thinking it was a G up. Yeah, and they're like, if you don't get outside right now, there's gonna be fucking push-ups for everyone. And so we all kind of like dawdle outside, like looking at each other, like, what the fuck is going on here? We get outside, they're like, get in your undies now. So we're in the middle of the Broncos field, everyone's in their undies, and they come over and they chuck our fucking gear at us. They like literally chuck and they get in it now. They're yelling at us shit. They're like, get on the bus. And then 6 days, bro. 6 days.
6 days.
I lost 10 kilos in 6 days, and people had leeches, it was crazy. It was the craziest thing. I got like home and I couldn't, like everyone had rashes,
6 days is so long, man.
That was too long, and that was, we actually it damaged our preseason. We won that year, so it was 2005. We ended up winning that year, but like blokes lost Darbs lost like 12 kilos. I lost 10 kilos. A lot of the forwards lost like 15 kilos.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. I know. Anyway, it's funny, but it's also crazy.
Oh,
I remember Scott Minto. He needed to. He couldn't sleep, and he's like, I can't sleep, and he's wigging out and stuff. And so I went to the army dudes, and he's like, I can't sleep. Can you give me like something, anything, whatever? And they're like, all right, we've got this sleeping pill. They gave him the tablet, and he went out cold like that. And the next day they go, that was just a Panadol. That wasn't even a sleeping pill. Yeah, so they just like play with our heads, bro. Like, oh my god, it was so crazy. So what they did was at the 3-day mark in Sunshine Coast after. So they made us kill our own chickens to eat. So Brad Thorne, they gave us a chicken each and a pot, and they said, and the chickens are alive. They said, kill them or whatever. And so Brad Thorne and I think Shane Webke, he snapped his neck off, skinned it, boiled it. We had to eat it. Then the second night or something, we were all sleeping out on the road. Like we didn't sleep even under anything. We just slept on the ground.
Yeah.
They threw stun grenades at us in the middle of the night and said, everyone get up, pack your stuff up. And whoever got packed up had to stay in the push-up position until everyone was packed up. And then at the 3-day mark, they pretended like we were done. They're like, all right, yeah, boys, woo, great camp, you're killing it, Sunshine Coast, you're great. Got us all, we're all muddy, everyone's depressed at 3 days. They're like, we're gonna go down to Goldie now, like, this is going to be mad. We're at Sunshine Coast. Anyway, we're driving, missed the Goldie exit, and we're all like, oh, it's all good, like, we're done, boys, we did it. They take us down to northern New South Wales and touch us up for another 3 days.
We went across the border,
not to the Stenson. There's a thing called a Stenson where this old plane crashed, and we had to go up and down this fucking mountain.
We did the exact same thing the following year.
Oh, really? Stenson?
Because they got us dressed up, they flew us to Gold Coast.
Yeah.
And then we jumped in a bus, brought us back across the border.
Yep.
And we were just going up and down that.
That Stenson? Is it called the Stenson or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
we had to carry like a big tyre up there.
Yep.
It was ridiculous.
All that shit, we had to do all that shit. But we had already done a 3-day camp.
Oh my gosh.
On top of that. It was fucking psycho.
Oh my
and
gosh.
I've done 4 army camps now or something, 3 army camps. I'd never want to do one again, ever. Like, once you've done one, you can do them all. Like, There's no point after that, because you're like, okay, I'm going to get through this. Is just going to be fucking torture.
Yeah.
Anyway, on to you, brother. On to you.
That's hectic.
Yeah. So Wayne comes and you played 15 games all up for the Knights?
Yeah.
So there was a season where you got the bulk of your games. You played like 13 or 14 or something like that?
Yeah.
And which year was that? 2013?
Yeah, that's pretty much my first year when I was under him.
Yeah.
When he first came on board. He just gave me my opportunity. So like after having a whole year out from footy and not playing, like being injured, and then getting back on board again and just getting more first grade opportunities was massive for myself, and it was a great achievement. Like I was happy to just play 1 or 2.
Yep.
But like I said, I think it was only 8 that year, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
a few more the next year.
Yeah, a few more the next year.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, just like I was only thinking like 1 or 2, but yeah, just to get the 8 games was massive achievement for myself, and that's sort of what I set as my set in stone, like what I wanted to do again the following year, because from that I extended another year my contract, and like it was hard at the time because I was stuck behind, like Darbs was there, Jimmy McManus. And Aku, like there was 2 playing Australia at the time.
Yeah, exactly.
And 1 playing Origin.
Yep.
So the only time I get my opportunities was when they'd either be away from rep footy honours or injury, yeah.
And like to knock one of them out of their spot, even if you play unbelievable, you're probably not going to knock them out of their spot.
Yeah, it's
like
true.
You can go to first grade and you could probably score 2 tries, and for example, on my debut, I ran for 277 metres or whatever, and it was like it's the most metres ever made by a debutant in the modern era of footy.
Yeah.
As soon as I walked off the field, they go, "You won't be playing first grade next week." And I was like, "Oh, okay, sweet." So no matter what, you know what I mean. So it's an example of like no matter what you could have done, Uarte and McManus and Darbs were always their spot.
Always. They obviously at the time they were established first graders and doing a great job for the club. But to be honest, I wouldn't take that time back. I learned a lot off them three.
Yep.
Individuals and players, and they helped me a lot with my game. Whenever I needed help, they were there to help, and especially if kicking, catching, decision making.
Dubs is really good at that.
He is
really good.
So like in regards to like that, I had real good like 3 good mentors coming up, and then like my second year again, obviously got a few more opportunities, but I only ended up playing I think it was like 4 games.
Yep. Through
the regular season, and that was only just with the boys playing Origin and Australian football, and it wasn't until the last round where I think Jimmy Mack got injured. He hurt his ankle.
Yep.
And then they said, I remember like coming to training. I didn't know that he hurt his ankle. I thought he was sweet, but when we got to training, they said, "Oh, you might be playing this week." And it was the semis. They made the semis.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Far out. That's crazy.
It was the first semis. So yes, I was full buzzy and ended up playing that first game. It was my first semi-final like series.
It's different, eh?
Yeah, it's totally different ball game, man. But like it was just so fast. Didn't know what to expect. We played Melbourne down in Melbourne.
Melbourne again. God damn.
Yeah. Melbourne down in Melbourne. Like it was always going to be a hard ask like for ourselves to beat them.
Yep.
We ended up beating them down there in Melbourne. We won like 18-16.
Wow. Oh, yeah, that was it when you like upset that year, eh? Like
yeah.
Yep.
And then ended up playing again the following week. We played Roosters, I think it was, to get into the grand final.
Yeah.
And it was crazy because if we would have won that game, he wouldn't have been able to play the grand final as well.
Oh wow! So
we were playing the whole final series, but it was such a great like experience, man. Like the one in Melbourne is probably the toughest game I've ever played.
Yeah.
Just so back and forth, man, and it's just that grinding mentality they play where they keep the ball in play and they just go set for set.
Yeah, it's kind of like Wayne as well.
That's how he plays too, and letting make them be the first one to make
errors.
No
one's making an error. Yeah.
So when you got 2 teams doing that, man, you get a high quality game.
100%. And people don't understand how much it takes. Like you look at the North Queensland Cowboys, for example. After that Broncos game, there's no way they were going to go out and beat.
No,
there's no way. Like that, people don't understand how much that takes out of you.
Yeah.
As a player, like you can sit there and say in interviews, we're sweet, but a tough game of footy, it wrecks you for at least 2 weeks. Like your body is just like done. You're mentally, you're just fatigued and tired. There was no way they were going to beat them.
Yeah.
Okay, so what prompted? Was it because you were stuck behind such good players that prompted the move?
Yeah, well, like Wayne came and had a talk to me during that year, and he was saying before we played like the semi-final series, and he was saying like I'd love to keep you here at the club, but he goes, it wouldn't be fair on you and myself. Like he said, it'd be selfish on his part to try and keep me there.
Yeah,
just to be there as backup for the players.
Yeah, he's good like that.
I definitely respected his honesty. And he's like he could have just lied to me and say, I'll play in next year. Yeah, make me sign and then not play me at all. You know what I mean?
Exactly, and keep this gun winger that could get a start somewhere else or potentially a start somewhere else. Definitely, indefinitely stuck behind gun wingers kind of thing.
Yeah, well, and that's what he said. He goes, like, if it was any other player here that weren't playing representative football, I'll put you in front of him straight away.
Yeah.
He goes, I just really want you to get the best at it for yourself.
Yeah.
And I do believe, he goes, I believe you're a first grader and you should be given an opportunity somewhere else.
Yep.
And he goes, you're free to go look at other clubs, but he goes, if you can't get anyone, he goes, I'll sign you back here, but if you're really struggling to get another club, he goes, I'll even talk to Brisbane for you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, it's amazing. See, that's a lot of people that they don't see with Wayne is he'll go out of his way to help players under him. He does things that he doesn't have to do.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't have to go speak to Brisbane.
No.
Like, the fact that he's even coming to you now, like, obviously Wayne's not perfect, but, people don't see that. And, like, if you were to call Wayne now, he'd talk to you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
100%.
Anyway, so...
He's definitely one of the best coaches I had, and, I was real happy that he took the time to do that. Obviously, like as a coach, his job is just to win games. He doesn't have to worry about the player welfare. But that's just the person he is. He has a real heart for the players, and he wants to get the best out of every single player that he coaches. Yeah. And so like after that, I signed with Penrith for 2 years.
Yep.
And that's where my brother was at the time. So
wow, how good's that? Get to play with him again.
So I got to connect with him again, but it didn't work out as I planned. They were saying, we're gonna give you a first grade spot here at Penrith. And I was like, this is what I've been, playing footy for, to play regular first grade.
Yep.
And I got down there and I ended up only playing 7 games, man. Obviously, like I think it was real hard because going to a new team, a new system. it took me a while to adapt and settle in. The players were real good. Like, I love the players.
Ivan Cleary was the coach then?
Yeah. The players were real good. It's just, for myself, it was just real hard adapting to the system, being at Newcastle for 6 years.
Yeah, I personally, as a winger, struggled under Ivan Cleary's system as well. But, I mean, that's just my opinion. When I went to the Warriors, I couldn't understand his system. But that's my opinion. He's a great coach.
I was pretty much the same. Like, he didn't, if he wouldn't pick me and just wouldn't give me anything. So... It was hard trying to communicate with him when he wasn't giving me anything to work on, and sort of just gave me the silent treatment all year. So I
know all about that.
It's real hard, like when you're trying to, better yourself as a player, and he's not giving you anything, and you just
he's like, it's just he's good for some people, like, you know what I mean. Some people react really good, and some people, like, it's just coaching style. Some people you gel really well with. It's Ivan Cleary is a fantastic coach, but as players, there's just some coaches you go really well with, and some people actually struggle under Wayne. Whereas I love being under Wayne.
It's true.
So
I know. I was sort of like, I went good under him, but there was players at the time that
struggled
didn't go as well.
So it's just a difference of opinion, kind
exactly,
of thing.
So I pretty much went for the same thing. I guess you went for at the Warriors, and my manager said, Tigers are keen to sign you if you want an opportunity, but there was it wasn't a guaranteed spot. They said you're gonna have to work for it, because they had two real good wingers at the time with Nofaluma and Pat Richards.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And and Tedesco is at fullback, so
it
was gonna be a real hard thing to break into. But I said, I'm running away here in reserve grade, so I'll give it a crack, man. And I think Nofa just had a knee reconstruction at the time. So, I was just saying this. I was honestly thinking of throwing in the towel and going overseas, because I was like, this is it. Like, they only signed me for 1 year. They bought out my second year of my contract at Penrith.
Okay.
And I was like thinking I'll have one more crack, because I was sort of talking to my brother about it at the same time.
Yeah.
And he goes, just have a crack, man. And if you only be 26. If it doesn't work out, then you can, always go overseas. It'll always be there.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, sweet.
So how close were you to saying, no, I'm done, I'm out of here?
Well, that was my last chance, I guess, at Tigers, which was only last year.
Yeah.
I was saying this was going to be my last year, and if I'm getting the same result, then I'm just going to head overseas and try my luck over there.
Yeah.
And so I just had a real good preseason with the Tigers. And Nofa still wasn't right to start the year, so I ended up starting the year on the right wing on his spot for the Tigers, and pretty much played there every game on the right side. He came back, and they had to sort of find a way for him because I had to find a way for him to be in the team, and they were happy with me on the right wing, so they ended up putting him into the centres, and Chris Lawrence went into the back row. Yeah. And pretty much just were like that the whole year. And then it wasn't until the last 7 games, and they asked me if I was confident enough to play in the centres, because they wanted to swap me and Nofa around. Yeah. And I was going, I've never played first grade in the centres.
Oh, really?
Only played wing and
so nerve-wracking.
Fullback.
Same. I'm the same, bro. I'd be so nervous to play centre. Oh, fuck that.
Yeah. Sort of threw me in the deep end, but I said, I'll be confident enough to give it a crack. So, pretty much finished the year at centre and been playing ever since.
Yeah, and like this year has been your kind of breakout year where you've consistently played footy, and you've played really, really good footy. What do you reckon that has come down to? Do you reckon that is because you've got confidence now and you can just really back yourself, or?
I think to be honest, like everyone's season it's built in the preseason.
Yeah.
You can't you sort of like backtrack it if you're trying to do it at the start of the year. So for myself, it always starts in November. That's where all the hard work begins and starts, and that's that. For me, if I have a good preseason, then I'm confident I've done enough training there with like 4 months worth to get me through the rest of the year.
Yeah, okay.
So like when it comes to preseason, I don't like missing a session. I pretty much try and write myself off every session, so then I know I'm getting the best out of myself come when the year starts.
Yeah. And that's something you learn later on in your career, I reckon.
Exactly, yeah.
You don't know that at the start of the year.
Never. To be honest, I was just getting through the sessions when I was a young player coming through, and I think it just for myself I was just relying on my talent, I guess.
Yeah, a lot of players do it, man.
Yeah,
you don't realise it. Like I didn't realise it until probably 25. That's when I was like, man, these pre-seasons really matter. Like they really fucking matter. If you there's not many people I know that have terrible pre-seasons that go on to have good years.
Yeah.
It's really not.
It's not. Yeah.
Yes, so it's crazy how it's, and you think how's that possible? Like you think by halfway through the year, everyone's as fit as each other, you're as ripped as each other, you're as strong as each other, and yet for some reason, those first 3 or 4 months when it comes to preseason are just so important for that back end.
Yeah.
Like, so important.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, man.
Okay, so you reckon it was your preseason that did it for you?
Yeah, definitely 100%. You know, like, it was good too because I got to spend that whole preseason with Mitch and Nofa too, as being my right winger. The year before, they were both injured, so
okay,
it was real hard trying to get a connection there as an edge with having different players in every week and that.
And also, especially as a centre, but there is definite connections that you need to have with your halves pairing.
Yeah.
Because the game is so structured now, they need to be so clued on to what you're about to do, and you need to be so clued on to what they're about to do that every little percentage play helps, kind of thing.
Yeah, I totally agree. You know, like I said, like that was the first preseason recently that we had where we got to, as a right edge, train like every session together, and sort of play how we wanted to play. And you know, we made hits, errors in preseason, but it's good making it there then during the year. So
yeah, especially at the start of the year for you boys, that right edge was really, really strong.
Yeah.
Moses, yourself, Nafaluma.
Yeah, and you know, it was just always our second row that sort of kept changing. But towards the back end of the year, it was that Josh LIA and, you know, us four as a right edge sort of finished the year pretty strong, which was really good. And,
you know, what's it like for you yourself personally at the Tigers? You're going through, I mean, you probably would never have seen something as dramatic. I guess you got the Nathan Tinkler thing with Wayne and stuff like that. But with the Farah situation, you know, he's a mate of yours. He's one of the boys. Was it hard, like, seeing everything go on the paper and, like, he's your mate, but you've also got the coach? Was that hard for you as a playing group? Was it something that you was just like, fuck, man, like...
I think it wasn't hard, but I really do feel sorry for him because as a player... You don't want anyone to go through that. Like, imagine yourself going through something like that. Man,
and even for both parties, you know, like, it just sucks seeing it so negative. Like,
it is. And, like, I'm so happy for him now that he's got a gig at Souths where he now can just focus on footy and, you know, because he's a real good player. You know, he wouldn't be playing Origin for no reason. Like, he definitely brings a lot to the team. So I'm just happy that it's all settled now, that saga. But, yeah, at the time... Definitely feel sorry for him because he's part of the playing group, you know.
Yeah, it's like anyone that would be that's struggling in the playing group. You always feel for him, kind of thing.
For sure, yeah, and just that, like we really do feel sorry for him. But I'm just happy that he's got somewhere to play for and for, like, some security there for the next 2 years. And
for yourself, do you have any funny memories that stand out for you in your playing career? Maybe a joke. What's the best prank you've seen at training or anything like that?
Best prank I've seen at training.
I'm sure there'll be plenty.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think what comes to mind.
We've got heaps of time, you can edit it out.
Yeah.
So just try to think of something, a mad prank.
Oh, okay. There's one where...
Set us all up. Go.
Okay, so we're in Newcastle.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, the boys go and have a shower and then they come back and get changed.
Yeah.
So, we were at Newcastle and put some deep heat in Akuyuwade's undies. Anyway, he's coming out the shower and everyone's just watching him, and he's just because he's sort of the clown of the team.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's a bit of personality.
Yeah. He is. Yeah. So anyway, he's just mucking around, cracking jokes. So he's drying himself.
Okay, so he's carrying on for the boys.
Yeah. And the boys are like, they're already laughing because they know what's going to happen.
They're laughing at what's happening in his pants, and he thinks that he's the man right now. He's like, woo. All right, yep.
Anyway, he puts his undies on like this, and then he's like moving around because he can feel it straight away, and he's just like. And he just brushes it, so he puts his shorts on as well.
Oh, no.
Puts his shorts on and he's like... and he's like rubbing the inside like this, and I think he could start to smell it, and he's like... He goes, did you put deep heat in my undies? Like this, and then just started burning and took it off, ran to the shower. Oh, man, it was all time. It was so funny.
Bro. That was just like... He would have had to run nude to the shower which is even funnier.
Stripped it off so quick and was out. He was
like
gone.
A little kid, like he was like, fuck. And what was he in the shower going? Fuck, How long did it last? How long does the pain last for?
Oh, he was in there for a good 10 minutes, man.
Oh, man. And what was it? Was there any revenge? Did he get any revenge?
Nah. Because he didn't know who did it. Like, everyone was laughing.
Okay.
So
don't say he did it.
Nah, he couldn't put a name on it.
Oh, do you know who did it?
Yeah. I can't know. I'll still keep quiet.
Oh, come on, bro. He's at Manly now. He's sweet.
Yeah, it was Zeb Taylor. He did that.
Oh, you dogged the boys. What's Zeb? Is he at the Titans now?
He's at Titans now.
Yeah. He's going all right,
he had a real good year coming back from the Super League. Yeah,
he's going really good. That's mad. Any pranksters at the Tigers? Who's the class clown at the Tigers?
Who's the clown? I'm just trying to think who's the Joker. I'm not sure who the Joker is, but everyone's pretty funny.
Yeah.
That Carl Lovett's got some good one-liners.
Oh, really? Carl Lovett. Woods would be a bit of a joker.
Woodsy, yeah. He loves having a joke. Yeah, he's pretty laid back.
Any pranks on Woodsy?
No, not that I've seen. Obviously, that fail of the try celebration was all time.
Oh my god, that is
so funny, man.
Like, honestly, like, no offense to New South Welshmen, but that just like exemplifies their entire year. Like, what? How does that happen?
I don't know, man.
Not
I was
only
cracking up.
did Woods miss he missed the celebration. Jennings scored the try.
I know,
and he's not even in the celebration.
It was a fail. The whole thing.
The whole thing was a failure. And like the worst thing was like, Jennings, like, obviously he wouldn't have been cut, but it looked like he was cut. Like, it looked like he was like, oh man, fuck, all right, whatever then, sweet. Oh man, fucking hell, that was so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Does he have a lot of goofy things like that? Is he a goofy kind of guy? Like, or not really?
No, that
was just like really, a one-off.
Yeah. It was just a one-off. He's pretty laid back guy, man.
Fuck, he's a good player, man.
He is. He's actually got his wedding tomorrow. We got his wedding.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Tomorrow. Oh, what?
Heading up to that tomorrow out west.
Yeah. I'm sure that'll be a big one for the boys.
Yeah.
The boys. Any who are you going to be picking for best dress at the wedding?
Best dress. Ooh.
Who's got do the best dressed, and then who's got the worst dressed centers at the Tigers?
To be honest, man, they're real stylish, man. The boys at Tigers, yeah,
they're stylish.
Yeah, like
the
as
boys.
In, like they really do look after themselves.
Okay,
yeah, with their kids.
So a bit feminine.
Feminine, not really. I think they just take.
Noffa wears good kid.
Yeah, Noffa.
He's a bit classy. I like it.
Tim Simona's got
Tim Simona.
Teddy and Mitchell Moses.
Yeah. Okay. Any with Mitchell Moses and Teddy and that? Because don't they live together? Him, Teddy, and someone else?
No. Teddy stays. I'm not sure. I think he stays with his grandma.
Maybe it was roomies. It's like as in roomies that I was staying together or something like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, cool, man. So what's been kind of the hardest period of your career where you've really struggled to, or maybe, I mean, it might be personal for you, but somewhere where your faith got you through it, where you were like, you know what, faith really was the difference in this situation for me.
Honestly, that year when I was with Ivan Cleary, when I was at Penrith, I was really at a low point of my life because I was just thinking like, I was promised so much stuff here, and here I am in Premier League, Yeah. And it was honestly like when I came back from Newcastle, I thought that move was to play first grade. It was weird, man, but to be honest, it was just for me to get back into church, reconnected again. Because I grew up in church as a young kid, and then when I moved up to Newcastle, sort of got caught up in the party life and the life that the football sort of offers.
Culture,
the footy culture.
Or even just young men culture. Young men in a team do stuff like that.
Yeah. And like I was a young kid at the time, and then I'm seeing like players like Danny Badiris, Tamana Tahu, and all that, and
you just do whatever they like. They're having a drink. You're having a drink.
They're having a drink. And you're just caught up in that. And I was there for 6 years, so it's just a 6-year cycle of the same thing, man. And like I said, I thought I was to come back. I thought I signed for Penrith for more opportunities, but to be honest, it was just God, like, for me to reconnect with Him. Which is probably a hard thing to at the time, but now I thank Him for it. I'm probably like where I want to be, like in life as a Christian. Following Jesus. I don't know if you know, but like after every game, I try and get the other teams together. I see that. It's beautiful, man. I love that. Like, see, personally, I'm not a religious guy, but I love seeing just people come together, and whatever that is, in goodness, I don't care. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you get together and you're doing something good. Do you know what I mean? It's a good thing, kind of thing. I love seeing stuff like that. Yeah, but like when I say like a lowest point, that's probably it. And honestly, like it wasn't to the back end of the year that I sort of reconnected again with church and my faith, and sort of started going hard for it. Ever since then, just learning more about it. To be honest, like coming to the Tigers, probably the happiest I've been as well. Also you look at it. Okay, so you're reconnected with your faith, and then look at your footy now. It just seems like it's all been a positive in your life. You know what I mean? Well, that's how I sort of see it now, man. To be honest, like reconnected with my faith, and like to be honest, I don't think God was ready to give it to me because I wasn't ready to use it to, like glorify His name. So like now everything I do, I give glory back to God because He gave me this talent.
Yeah, okay. And like, you know, when you are playing at Tigers, you get the boys into pray now because you are kind of recognising what you feel He's kind of giving you guys.
Pretty
kind of
much,
thing.
yeah.
Whereas if you, let's say you're playing at the Penny Panthers, you probably don't end up doing that because you don't get the chance to reconnect to Him.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's cool, man.
So when you look back on it now, like at the time, it was like the worst point, but it's just crazy how God works, man. Like, He works in mysterious ways, and it was a hard time for myself, but I had to go through it to be the man who I am today.
It's funny how you went there at the Penny Panthers, and you and Ivan didn't click, and certain players and certain coaches don't click. It happens at every single club, and yet it may have been the best thing to ever happen for your career.
I believe it is, to be honest. I don't have any grudges against any of the boys, even the coaches, even though he wasn't playing me at the time. Like they've all got their at the time that's who they thought the best team is, and I don't really take back anything, or like I said, hold grudges, because at that time I was a different point, and I was a different person at that time. Just where my head was and the things that I wanted in life, and it just changed, to be honest, once I reconnected with my faith, and knowing that that I'm here for a reason, and to leave a legacy, not for myself but for what I believe in, and like now I've got a platform to show that, and for the younger kids as well. I don't do it just for now, but like for the next generation, to not show, like for people like young believers that are Christians, that you don't have to shy away from your faith.
There's nothing to hide. You can be proud about what you're going to do.
Exactly.
And I guess you can look at it as well. It's like you seem so happy and content right now, and if anything changed, you may not be sitting here right now happy and content. You know what I mean? Like, so you look back on those days and you're like, man, it sucked at the time, but right now I'm happy. So if I change something back then, I may not be in this position, kind of thing.
Totally, 100%, man.
That's good, man. That's good. It's interesting to hear everyone's different journey. Like the way people deal with certain things and bounce back from certain things. What's the happiest memory from footy that you can remember? Is there a moment on the field with your brother that you remember or something like that?
Yeah, probably like obviously my debut is massive. Getting the opportunity to debut with my brother at the Knights, but I think also playing with him in the World Cup when we played the 2013 World Cup. It was massive, like representing our country of birth, our nation, our heritage from both our parents are Fijian.
So you were born there?
No, I was born here, in Australia, but like both my parents were born in Fiji.
There.
Just get the opportunity to represent them, and like my mum's got 11 brothers and sisters, like in her family. Like all her brothers and sisters, they've got about 4 or 5 kids each.
So the stadium was sold out with your family.
Pretty much.
Who's
just the Naiqama family.
Filled the stadium. That's funny. Favourite, ask all this to the boys, favourite rapper of all time?
Favourite rapper? Tupac.
Oh, bro, okay. I'm trying to think of a musician that has had as much impact as Tupac in any genre.
It's hard.
There's no one. There's no one who has as much impact. Like, people are still putting up pictures of his quotes today.
I know, it's ridiculous.
Like, he's held in the same esteem as, like, although he had bad sides in his life. But that was just a product of his environment, If you put that same mind in a different environment, he probably doesn't have those traits, and he has if he get the same opportunities as a kid in Australia or something, he doesn't have gang lifestyle in his... I'm trying to think of I can't think of anyone that's had as much impact on the world as him when it comes to artists.
I think it just comes down to his lyrics. It's like real deep, man. Like, that's
if Dear Mama doesn't get you every time, you're not human, bro. You're not human. If you listen to Dear Mama and you don't get a bit of a soft spot in your heart, I don't know what to say to you. Just lose my number before you even have it. Favourite movie of all time?
Favourite movie? I got a few, man, but I'd have to say, growing up as a kid, I used to love watching Space Jam.
Space Jam. Man. Do you know they're making another one with LeBron?
Yeah, I've seen that. I can't wait for that to come out, but I used to love that movie.
Yeah, I did too. But now you look back and you're like, how did I like that?
I know.
My favourite kid movie was probably Lion King.
Oh, was it? Lion King was good.
Bro, if you didn't cry when... Spoiler alert. Just know someone blew up at me because I spoiled Lion King. It's 20 years old. When Thingo died, you're a bad person. That should be the test of whether you're a serial killer or not.
Yeah, it's true.
They should show you Scarface killing Mufasa, and if a tear doesn't well up in your eye from the first time you see it, automatic locked in jail. Automatic.
If you smile,
if you smile, straight to jail. Just straight to jail. They should get people like in when they're investigating them for like crimes, and if they don't cry, then they're guilty.
Yeah,
that's the test, the Mufasa test. If you could have a billboard anywhere saying anything, what would it be?
God is love.
God is love.
Yeah.
And what would the picture be? Just a cross
equals love.
Cross equals love. That would be okay, cool. That would actually be like a cool. You could make it like look really cool and really appealing to the eye. I think that's it, bro. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, brother.
I can't wait to see you and Noffer on the right edge there. It's the right edge, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tearing blokes apart. So yeah, good luck for the following pre-season coming up.
Cheers.
For all current William Hill account holders, if you refer a friend to the links that I've provided, you will be given $100 bonus bets per person you refer. Inbox me for details.